Before the conference ended, we had our united prayer, and it was there that I began to pray a bold prayer. It was a prayer of commitment. I said, Lord, I give you my youth.
Growing up in an intellectual home, I didn't really care about spiritual things. Worldly recognitions have captured our family's interest, and it left no room for us to be captivated by the beauty of the spiritual life.
We had no morning and evening worships. We occasionally go to church. And yes, the whole family was baptized into the Adventist faith, but the foundations were shaky. And personally, same as my sister, I really didn't fully understand the doctrines and why I am a Seventh-day Adventist.
For college, I was given the opportunity to enroll in the medical degree program of AUP. However, later on, the impression came that I was in the wrong degree program and I didn't seek the Lord's leading in this matter. So I began to feel homesick, unmotivated, purposeless, and eventually depressed. I went home after my first year of college and I had no plans of going back to AUP. That semestral break, my cousin Darren's, a PAFCO graduate, invited me to help out in the evangelistic series they were conducting in the place that I was born. I already was acquainted with PAFCO through my auntie Dayin, who was also a graduate of PAFCO, but by helping out my cousin, by assisting them, I learned to love and appreciate the program more. We would go to the mountains and visit the Bible interests. We would share the message of God's love to them, ministering to their needs physically, emotionally, spiritually. And as I was doing these things, I began to have the deep desire and conviction that this is something I want to be doing for the rest of my life. And because of that conviction, I wanted to stop studying and be a missionary instead. I was only 17 years old, and I knew that I had to ask my parents' permission on this matter. So I was looking forward actually to getting a positive response from them. I thought they would be proud, they would be inspired, knowing that their daughter would choose to serve God than to pursue the agenda of the world. But I just got disappointed because they disapproved of my decision. They encouraged me not to waste the scholarship that was granted to me by the university, and even if it was painful being denied of that desire, in the end I still chose to obey. My dad encouraged me that I could still enroll in PAFCO after I graduate from college if I still wanted to. And that marked hope in my heart, so I went back to college and I shifted to nursing. I went back to AUP on fire for the Lord because of what I had witnessed in the mission field, and I also began to see AUP as a huge mission field for Jesus. Despite my introvert tendencies, I began to be very passionate about sharing Jesus and His love, seeking to be a blessing to every other life I touched. However, with the stresses of academic life, somewhere along the road, I lost the fiery zeal. I lost track of the ultimate goal. I was down to my last semester in AUP, and my faith and devotion to Him was seriously wavering. I had lost my first love. I had lost that childlike faith. But just in time, God brought someone into my life, and out of nowhere, we had a conversation about amazing facts. And he told me that he had undergone the training himself in California, the main branch. And long story short, he and his mom offered to sponsor not just me, but my sister as well. She just graduated from senior high, and she also expressed her desire to undergo the training with me before she pursues her college education.
2 years ago, my sister invited me and the whole family to a youth conference in Iloilo. And I can say that me being there was God's special orchestration in itself, because it was there that He spoke to me. It was there that He convicted me that I was not following Him. I was not living my life for Him. And I was so filled with the world, and I was empty with His love. And I was convicted. I prayed. Before the conference ended, we had our united prayer, and it was there that I began to pray a bold prayer. It was a prayer of commitment. I said, Lord, I give you my youth. I didn't know how. I was still studying at that time in a very secular school, and I just let him lead. And as soon as I graduated from senior high school, he brought me here.
I also just graduated from nursing school last May, and another factor which brought me here was that the Philippine licensure exam for nursing, the schedule falls on June 2020 next year. There's one that happened last November, but it fell on a Sabbath, and of course that wasn't an option for me. So it was like God was arranging everything. He was setting the schedules, He was opening the doors, He provided, and because of that, I saw His hand everywhere, and I believe that it is His will that me and Hani are here in PAF.